Hello and welcome to this guide on how to file a SAR or a suspicious activity report with FinCEN in the US. Filing a SAR is still a very crucial process, and today I'll highlight the key steps that a compliance officer will need to take. So let's jump right into today's video. How to file a SAR? Let's start immediately by determining if a SAR needs to be filed in the first place. To do so, you should be on the lookout for any suspicious activities or transactions that appear unusual or inconsistent with the customer known financial activities. This may also include transactions involving high-risk customers or high-risk products, or even transactions that involve individual entities identified on government watch lists or sanctions lists. If any of these situations arise, it's important to file a SAR. Collecting all necessary information. Once you establish that a suspicious activity took place, you will need to collect all the relevant information about the transaction or the activity. This includes customer information. This should be the customer name, the address, date of birth, social security number or taxpayer identification number, and any other identifying information that you have. Transaction information. This should include details about the transaction, such as the amount, date, and time of the transaction, the type of product or service involved, and any other relevant details. Supporting documentation, and that should include documents that support your suspicion on the transaction, such as bank statement, wire transfer records, or other transaction records. Internal analysis. In here you can expand about any analysis you have conducted to determine the nature and scope of the suspicious activity, including any factor that led you to believe that the activity was suspicious in the first place. Let's now see how to file a SAR report to FinCEN. To file a SAR, you will need access to the BSA e-filing system, which is available on the FinCEN website. The SAR form includes several sections that you will need to fill out, so you can now use the information you have gathered during the previous step in here. Your customer information, suspicious activity information, money service business details if this is applicable, and also information to FinCEN about the institution that is filing the SAR, including name and address of the institution, the name of the person filing the SAR, and the contact information for that person. So there is quite a lot of details in here that you can include, and make sure you fill out all the sections accurately and completely. Before we dive into the second part of this video, if you are finding interesting my content, subscribe now to FinCrime Agent and press the thumb up to see more of my content in the future. Your action will also help this video spread more on YouTube, so I really appreciate if you could do that. Thank you. Submitting the SAR to FinCEN. Once you've completed the SAR form, you can now submit it to FinCEN electronically through the FinCEN BSA e-filing system. It's important to submit the SAR as soon as possible after becoming aware of the suspicious activity or the suspicious transaction, as delay in reporting may impede law enforcement's ability to investigate and prevent further potential criminal activities. Finally, you will need to maintain records of the SAR and all supporting documentation for a period of at least 5 years from the date of the filing. This is a requirement under the Bank Secrecy Act, BSA, and it will help ensure that you can provide information to law enforcement agencies if they require it in connection with an investigation. Let's quickly recap what we said today. In summary, filing a SAR report to FinCEN requires collecting all relevant information, completing the SAR form, submitting it to FinCEN, and maintaining records of the SAR and supporting documentation for 5 years. It's important to file a SAR as soon as possible after becoming aware of the suspicious activity, and to be as specific and detailed as possible when providing information to help law enforcement agencies investigate and to prevent further potential criminal activities to take place. If you enjoy my videos and would like to show your appreciation, you can support me on Patreon. You will find the link of my Patreon page in the video description right below. Alternatively, you can now also send super thanks directly from this YouTube video, but please don't feel obliged to support me in any way. My content are free for anyone to enjoy here on YouTube. However, a massive thank you to those of you that choose and decide to support me. So that's all for today. Thank you again for watching, and until next time, see you soon.